Fellow mature students, I cannot believe that we are 12 days in to 2019. I am going to say Happy New Year and enjoy the rest of it. Enjoy your studies and your family and your work and everything else that goes along with it. And as busy people, and the reason you haven't heard from me for a while is because, like everybody else, we're very, very busy, but we're back on our bicycle now. And I'd like to say, as busy people, we always need to find more efficient ways of doing things. And today I'm going to share another hack with you. It's hack number 3. But before I do, I would be really appreciative if you would like, comment, or share this particular piece, this video, with your fellow mature students. So the time-saving hack I mentioned, number 3, is using online journals and articles to search for what you want. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, online journal. Well, let's remind ourselves the online journals are peer reviewed. So either a doctor or a professor in their particular field has written this article or journal, and the peer means that it's a fellow doctor or a professor who has given their seal of approval or contributed to that article or that journal. That's what we call peer reviewed. They're highly respected articles, and if you do cite one well, then it will impact on your final marks. Now, there's nothing wrong with books, don't get me wrong, but most libraries will restrict you to 18 books or even less. And the other really practical thing is you can't walk around with, 18 books all the time, and the rest of it. Now, if I share with you my dissertation that I'm currently working on, I've actually already gathered over 100 different sources because there are different aspects of your work that you need to maybe reflect in your particular piece of thesis or your dissertation. And 100 is actually average. Um, you should be aiming to at least get 70. And it's not a numbers game, but it's just definitely a way of you looking at the argument or the question that you're posing in a much wider way. So 100 is nothing. And actually, I'm sure that figure is going to be going up in the next day or two as well. So, for practical purposes, you can't walk around with all these books in your bag or your suitcase or whatever you use. But online journals are a really efficient way of finding what you need from reputable sources. So, here's an example of an online journal or an article written by scholarly psychologists in this case. Now, I want to show you the actual document itself. And what I need to do is to go into that document. It's called a PDF file. And here it is. And you can see there, I'll show you something that I think will be useful. You can go to a website called ResearchGate and sign up. And you can actually get hold of quite a lot of peer-reviewed research that you might not be able to find through your library because it's actually much more recent. Although this one's 2005, there are lots of more recent ones. In fact, I did find this through my university library, but it actually then pointed me to ResearchGate. So there's lots of different ways in which, in fact, if I show you the link to ResearchGate, hopefully it will come up quickly. There it is. So you can see there that the abstract's there, and sometimes you can download it. You see there, so you can download it, but they need you to tell them why you want it in the first place. It's not necessary because, as you can see, ooh, need to sign back in. It's already downloaded it. You don't necessarily have to ask that question, but I think it helps the people who have written the article, and I think it's a polite thing to do. So if you're doing a dissertation, you can tell them, I'm working on a dissertation, and this is the general subject I'm looking at. Don't necessarily have to give them the subject title, but tell them what sort of area you're looking at. So you can see this article here, and you can see that there's lots of different menu options up here. So there's a download and there's a print, so you can actually print the document. And because you can see here, it says 2 to 5. So we're on page 2. So it's saying that there are 4 pages, because the first page is not worth printing. It's just it's the website link. But the rest of it you can print. So it's only 4 pages. You might want to print it, but I personally think that defeats the object. Find what you're looking for. And how do you do that? You go to this find text. You see I've hovered over it. Find text, and it brings up a dialog box. Now, I'm going to do some quick searches. IPA. There you are. And I know that happens to be there. So, and can you see it's actually finding those terms? It does actually highlight words with those letters in. So you can see here in participation it says IPA. So we'll actually do that annoyingly, but the main thing is that it will identify what you really do want as well. Let's do another one. Let's do the word Dan, because I actually realized that's one of the there, Dan. So that's there as well. So you can see that you can search the whole article. So if you've got a specific topic that you're looking at, you can actually put the word in this dialog box, search dialog box, find it, and then what you can do is actually highlight. So I'll just do that here. Do it anywhere, but if you want to highlight what you're looking for, you can highlight it. You see if I hover there, it's yellow, and it's now highlighted part of the article that I might want to use for an annotated bibliography. So you would need to use your own words for the information that you just highlighted, but it gives you a really good way of searching for an article. And you can see here, down here, that this is actually a journal. You see there, volume 18.1 in 2005, and the volume and the journal, the main journal, is called The Psychologist. So you do need to cite all that as well. So that's what my tip number 3, my hack number 3 is. It's to do with online searches on journals or articles, rather than rifling through 100 and odd books for your dissertation or your thesis. Now, if you enjoyed that and you like what you heard, please subscribe. And definitely, if you can, like this video, comment on it if you've got any other tips for other people, or share it. I would be most grateful, because this resource is for mature students to help them through quite a tricky time of their life, where they've had their family, they've had their career, or in the middle of a career working, or even started up a business, but they're juggling their studies. So I just started this not because I'm an expert, but because I wanted to help other mature students. So please like, comment, or share this article, or find us on YouTube and subscribe. Thanks from the mature student, and I will see you next time.